Greetings, and you have been pulled into the Black Dimension. This is Kevin Dunny, and we're here to give you our review on Dragon Ball Super Superhero, the follow up Dragon Ball movie to Dragon Ball Super Broly. It is the fourth movie since the return of Dragon Ball to animation, and we're here to give you our thoughts on it. So here we go. What's going on, Donnie?
I'm happy to be back. We had a hiatus. We was in hypersleep. Now we back with Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, well, this is a movie that was delayed because of a Hackett toy animation, and I would say this movie is highly anticipated. But after after watching this for ourselves, we got a few concerns. Now, if we were to give this a rating on our Black Dimension system, which is three B's by bootleg and bomb, I'd pretty much say it's a bootleg. If you're a Dragon Ball fan, you can appreciate that there is new Dragon Ball content, but this movie right here just had quite a few issues. You want me to start down there? Or you want to get started?
Well, no, you know what? It's like I said before. This is kind of like Transformers or Power Rangers or Street Sharks or anything of those cartoons that we saw back in the early '80s and '90s, where they were just trying to sell merchandise, and they weren't really concerned with making the story better. They just wanted to keep it pushing so that they could keep selling toys. This is how that felt.
Uh,
This
I
is exactly how that felt.
Yeah, cause like the story was kind of lazy. Like, it was a lot of stuff that really just did not make sense. And me and you were talking earlier. Um, my deal was it was like there's writing. They wrote this story as if they didn't know where they were going in the manga. It had like a lot of things that you would say was potentially exciting, from the rumors to the actual product, but it didn't deliver, and it just didn't feel like it was, the gravity wasn't there. Not like Dragon Ball Super Broly. Now, I really like Dragon Ball Super Broly, but this movie, you know how you used to watch Dragon Ball Z and you would have the filler episodes that you would just kind of wait to get back to some real stuff. This is what this movie right here felt like. Uh, from is like this movie. Well, spoilers. Like this movie, Goku and Vegeta weren't the front men. It was Gohan and Piccolo. Um, it
Yeah,
was okay. Yeah, it was okay to see a aged Pan. Pan is 3 years old in this film. Goten and Trunks had finally grown some, which Trunks' hair was switched from purple to blue, just like his future self in the Goku Black Saga. Uh, yeah,
it
go ahead.
it seemed to me that this was more in the vein of the old Dragon Ball Z movies. Because remember, Broly was never canon. Tree of Might was never canon, right? So Goku had another brother other than Raditz. I can't remember his name, but he looked just like Goku. There was another brother, right? He's never
Uh,
mentioned, spoken of, or anything else, right? So this is
Turles.
kind of what that felt like. Turles, yes. This feels very much like that. Like they brought this in with the intent of being canon, and then they were kind of like, you know what? We can get away with a lot of stuff here. Let's just do this, and if we don't like it, we don't have to acknowledge it.
Yeah, so this movie signifies the quote unquote return of the Red Ribbon Army with Dr. Giro's grandson, Dr. Hito, who wasn't all bad, but I didn't his character was inconsistent because when he was leaving the prison, he threw a grenade inside the prison. And then they tried to establish him as some kind of good guy toward the end. Like he wanted to build androids for the sake of them being heroes and not villains.
Yeah,
And
he was killing people left and right inside that prison, but all of a sudden he wants to uh, build hero androids.
Hero, and Gamma One and Gamma Two, which were the two androids he initially built, they weren't bad guys per se. I mean, like they could have just programmed the guys the way they wanted to program them, but it it was like they he built them and then they lied to him and then uh, it was like just a lot of things that just did not really like
Make sense.
no, yeah, no, it didn't make sense. And then it was so much build up. Like you had Broly in this film, but what purpose did Broly really sell besides being like kind of a tease? Like, okay. So Pan was a baby in Dragon Ball Super Broly, and she was 3 years old. So for you mean to tell me for 2 years, Goku and Vegeta are still just as afraid of Broly as they were when they first faced him? You
Well,
know, it's like
is this 2 years? Is this 2 years later? How old was she in that movie? Because I thought it was Vegeta's daughter was in that movie. I don't remember Pan. Was it Pan?
yeah, it was Pan because remember, baby Beerus had the baby. Well, maybe it was baby, maybe it was
Yeah,
baby.
baby Vegeta.
Baby
Uh,
Bulla or you
Captain
know,
Bulla, yeah, whatever her name is.
yeah. But
Um,
but I mean, it was definitely a time skip. So I still like. I still don't get how Goku and like the way it was explained, like when they did the sparring match, there was like no forms, no key blast or anything. So that's why I was saying that it didn't really they didn't know where they were going in the manga when this film was originally written.
yeah, yeah. Because if you think back on it, when they did Dragon Ball and they had Dragon Ball Super and they had um what damn it, Frieza. They had Frieza come back with his golden form. They included it into the continuity. And then Broly is supposed to be canon. So I think they have two different sides or two different creative teams maybe doing things, and one side has to figure out what the other side's doing. I'm thinking that while we are seeing Goku and Vegeta in space, messing with cereal in the manga. Potentially, this may be going on or just about to start on Earth in order to kind of power scale everybody up to it at the same level, so that the next tournament comes around, there's not a drastic difference.
Okay, and also the new forms. Okay, you had Piccolo and Gohan debuting new forms. Like my deal with the new forms is he wished Piccolo called on the dragon and wished that he could get a awakened potential, just like Guru used to do. But the dragon, I don't know. This is just strange behavior to me. The dragon gave him an added bonus, as he said. I'll just give you an added bonus. My thing
See,
is, why should the dragon give a fuck?
well, I did see it as a little strange because he did refer to him with some reverence when he saw Piccolo.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like as he was like treating him still like the god at
Yeah, he was Kami.
yeah, because he was Kami. But even him giving him a new form, they just kind of made him a little buff. They turned his skin orange and curled his antenna back. And he said, "I guess I'll call it Orange Piccolo."
Yeah, I was like, y'all just going lazy with this. What I wanted to know is, what are we gonna do about Goku or Gohan and his new form? Because his new form is an ass pool. It's an extreme ass pool.
Okay. Yeah, it was like he saw Piccolo, I guess apparently supposed like near death from being beat up by this guy Cell Max, which was disappointing to me because he was like he was more like they compared him to Bio Broly. I would say, just wasn't his words wasn't legible. All he did was scream, fire key blast. He was basically a brute that just punched him out, and then the only real attack he did was kind of like this death ball looking thing. Um,
Godzilla Cell.
yeah, like yeah, kaiju, like old kaiju cell. And Gohan seeing Piccolo near death triggered this new form, and he just looked like a bigger version of the Super Saiyan 2, which the transformation, the problem I have with the transformation, it wasn't nearly as iconic as when he transformed into Super Saiyan 2. It just didn't seem like there was just enough gravity in this film to, to actually justify these new transformations. Like it just wasn't enough happening. And then like I'll tell you another thing, they really screwed the pooch when it came to Go Tinks. Like here's our chance to see a teenage form of Go Tinks, and I
Nope,
guess
they
apparently
did that on purpose.
say they did that on purpose.
They did that on purpose. They wanted to put him in the holster for when they needed him. I think he's gonna be well done because you got to think they made him he was fat, he was fat Gotenks, so he was useless in for the majority of the fight, but we haven't seen him on a upgraded scale. That's why I think they're going to upgrade every single person, and there's going to be another tournament of power or some version thereof, and it's going to go down.
Mm. Oh, so what? You think this is gonna go down in the manga because they haven't done any more Dragon Ball Super anime? Uh,
Right.
yeah, but you think they're trying to get together enough stories so they won't have the problem they had the last time, have the anime shoot past the manga?
Yeah, because I mean we've talked about it before. When they do these mangas, a lot of the artists are it's stressful on them. They get sick. They get they're racked up. They have to take weeks out on vacation. Some of the famous ones, Hunter x Hunter. Everybody wants to see this go forward, but the guy just stopped writing. So the anime, all the movies and all that stuff had to stop, and it's waiting on that person. So yeah, I think they're coming at sorry, fireworks went off on me. I think they're coming at Dragon Ball from a different perspective, and I think they're coming with a lot of material that they're trying to plan in advance in order to have a good run on the cartoon.
Mm. Yeah, yeah, that's interesting because I mean, you never know. Like when they bring the anime back, they probably could flesh this out a little bit more. This seemed like this was just so condensed, and then so much was happening. Now I did enjoy Pan a little bit. you know, Pan was kind of funny. When they was picking her up from school and she beat up that red ribbon guy. I don't know this guy.
At three, at three, she's one of the most advanced 3-year-olds that has ever lived. She's not only beating up grown men, which all right, we'll give it to you because she's part Zan, right? She's of the superpowered beings association. I'll give it to you. However, the conversation she was having, it was a little too much for me.
Yeah, like pick like she actually had the wherewithal to decide to go along with this scheme to get Gohan to unlock his potential by actually going along with the kidnapping that the Red Ribbon Army was doing. So there was really no real danger ever, except for when it came to old Cell Max. Now, when people heard Cell was returning, they maybe thought Perfect Cell. That's what I thought if they were going to return Cell, but they decided to bring back Cell in his Form 2, kind of like a giant version, but they colored him differently. I was like, oh man, I really wanted to see Perfect Cell come back, but I
I got
guess they
I got
good.
geeked because that's where I thought it was going to. I thought that they were going to do something with this variation, and they had used some of Sale's old data because they did mention that. And I thought as a result, we were going to get a part two, and nobody had just said anything. And I was like, oh, this is going to be the shit. And it just didn't pan out that way.
Nah, and then giving Cell an actual weakness is like what it said, the top of his head. If you blow off the top of his head, then he'll just die. Instead of I mean, I guess that's when they throw them together real quick instead of like years and years of being grown by a computer. I guess that's what's the difference. But still, man, I want to see Cell in his like I wanted to see a new version in his perfect form. But it was like,
So what I thought was going to happen was I thought that this monster was going to come. I thought that he was going to die and be destroyed. But as a result, the original Cell had enough cell memory or whatever to come back from the dead. And he was going to snatch up the 2 Gamma and be badass new version Cell. Oh, you all got problems. And it just didn't happen.
no, yeah, but that's Cell Max for you. Maybe you were correct. Maybe they did just make this movie so they can do a little toy grab.
Yeah, I think it's something to give the fans enough steam to keep going. And then, Dragon Ball has a toy line, a card line, a video game line, XYZ. So this clicks all the boxes. This puts you into more story for these video games to go. Because how many years have you been playing this pretty much the same Dragon Ball Z game, but they've added one little piece of the story, one little piece to it.
Yeah,
I mean,
you
like,
talk about
yeah,
Xenoverse. You talk about Xenoverse.
it,
Xenoverse.
everything. But it's before, even prior to Xenoverse, all the Dragon Ball Z Budokais and all that. It was the same damn game.
Uh, yeah. Now Xenoverse 2, that game been going since like what 2015, and they keep adding stuff to it. And then you got the Super Dragon Ball Heroes, which they got characters that are out of the movies, out of the manga, and then they got even characters from the Dragon Balls past. I heard they even brought back Radix as a Super Saiyan. So yeah, that sounds like it makes sense. But as far as this film goes, they will be releasing the English dub version in August. Um, in the United States. So I don't know. I think it'll probably be something good for my daughter. She likes Dragon Ball. I'll go take her to see it. But for me, it's not really any excitement into it. This felt like after coming off the Frieza saga in Dragon Ball Z, then we're on to the Garlic Junior saga. you
Mm, yeah, I co-sign it. I co-sign it. I co-sign it. I want to see more. Maybe I'll get my wish, and there'll be another movie after this that clears up the bullshit in this one. Maybe they'll give us a Snyder cut. You know what I mean? So
know, Snyder cut. Yeah, but I mean, there's always the hopeful return of the anime, which might actually fix some stuff. Like they fixed like when they did Resurrection F in the anime when Super Saiyan Blue got taken out by a laser. They fixed it in the
um,
actual Dragon Ball Super anime and have him power down to his base and get shot. So I mean, like I said, there's always a return of the anime, but see, there's gonna be so much story to cover if they ever decide to bring it back, which would be cool. So I
it,
mean,
it gives the fans something to really sit down and kind of chew and digest because we've been hungry for so long. I mean, the manga is coming out on a monthly basis, but I mean, it just doesn't feel like enough. I mean, you get it and you're like, oh, this is dope, and it's just still not enough.
yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I expected a strong follow up to Dragon Ball Super Broly. Now, out of the four films, I felt as if Dragon Ball Super Broly was the best one. This one might actually be at the bottom. As far, I mean, no, I mean, like, man, tell me if I'm wrong because I mean, Dragon Ball Z Battle of Gods, you had something to like about that. It was the introduction
Yeah.
of Beerus and Ruiz. Resurrection F was the return of Frieza plus the introduction of Super Saiyan Blue. Then Dragon Ball Super Broly was just bringing back Broly and bringing him into canon. And this, I mean, the purpose it served is, just to show you where the characters were at that point in time, like a Pan that can actually talk and be trained to fight, a more teenage Goten and Trunks, the fact that Beers, I guess, got googly for Sheila, which which
Mm.
is funny. You got Yajirobe with a crustache. I mean, is Boma wasting wishes on BS.
Actually, yeah. When was the last? Okay, so you know what? That does bring up the time frame. They did say she had been wasting wishes. The last time that they had a wish was when Frieza tried to wish himself to be taller. So
Yeah,
that might have been 3 years prior.
yeah. That what I was saying. It's just like, oh yeah. Then one more thing, the way they said that Trunks and Goten, it was like saying stay small for a long time, then they just have a growth spurt out of nowhere. I was like, man, I said this is a little bit lazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but okay. Well, is there anything else you have to share on this?
No, I think we got a hole in one on this one. We're out.
Yeah, Yeah, and like I said, it might be worth checking out. You don't have to necessarily um take our word for it. Go check it out for yourself. So yeah, that's it. There's a yeah. Do you agree with the rating I gave, Donnie? Bootleg.
That I do.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean, yeah, that's because I mean, I mean, that's how we watched it. We weren't really supposed to see it to the English dub, but hey, let's not pretend like there aren't streaming sites out there that'll show this stuff before it gets to the states. So, yeah, but definitely, if you are a fan of Dragon Ball, go ahead and check it out. You might have an appreciation for anime and Dragon Ball like we do, but it just wasn't Dragon Ball's best showing. So, anyway, that's it for now. Um, this is Kevin Donnie. You have been pulled into the black dimension. Good luck finding your way out. Till next time.